check out what has just arrived for me. Oh yeah. Those of you with a keen eye will know that I'm already filming with a DJI Pocket 3, but the one I'm using right now is actually one that I'm borrowing from a friend. And I wanted to try it out before I bought my own. But after filming 2 or 3 vlogs with it, I love it. I think it's great. What I'm using right now is not the creator combo. So it's missing a few of the really nice little things that make it a great creator's vlogging camera. So I'm going to open this up and yeah, check it out. This is literally one of the things I'm most excited about as well, that it comes in a case like this. Yeah, it's got a good feel to it. It's not going to protect it from a big fall or something like that, but yeah, it looks weather sealed. Yeah, I think it might be weather sealed. I haven't checked the specs on that, but that's nice. All right, so here we have the battery extension. So this is going to help it last even longer. That's great. Aww, it's such a cute little tripod. Wow. I'll show you in a second what I'm using for a tripod, but this is also pretty cute. But I'll probably keep using my one. It's a bit bigger. This, I think, is a handle extension. It's like a small version of the battery, but it doesn't hold any charge. Oh, I know what this is for. Yeah, so on the bottom of the DJI, let's actually have a look at it. Here it is. Amazing. Okay, it's asking me to set it up. I'll do that in a second. So on the bottom of the DJI, it has a USB-C port and not a thread. So I can use this to, yeah, extend it so that it has a thread and a USB-C port. So now it's got the thread Q20 and USB-C at the back. Another great thing about this and why I want it, this one particularly, is that it comes with its own DJI mic too. So this connects directly to the camera, which means that I don't need to use, like for example with this one, I need to connect. Let me start over. The DJI One is what I'm using right now, and that means I have to use an extra device on the back of this camera that I'm borrowing from Luuk, the sound guy who we're gonna meet in a minute. And yeah, this way it just connects automatically to the camera. I don't have to set up something extra, and it's just done. I like the fluffy on this. It's really nice. I wonder how I can take it off. Does it just, oh yeah. See, that's nice and smart. Okay, so that just connects directly into the 3.5mm port with a little phallic looking male connector. So that just plugs in right there. Cool, okay. Yeah, so this is what I'll be using from now on this camera. So I'm gonna set that up, and then I'm going to switch over to using that camera for the rest of the vlog. See you there. All right, so this is now recording on my own DJI Osmo Pocket 3. You can see here what I meant by the legs. These ones are quite big. I think I'm gonna keep that because that's quite nice. Because when I set this one up, it's significantly lower, and I prefer to have that higher eye line. maybe if I put on the extra battery, yeah, so if I put on the extra battery thing, then it's a little bit higher, but not quite the same. So I think I'll keep the bigger legs on. Okay, that's better, right? So now you're more at the same eye line as I am. I have put the extra battery, extended battery on there as well, so it is a little bit higher than it was before. That's Luke. Hey man.
Hey. Oh.
How's it going?
All right.
But yeah, so I was testing out the camera.
Oh, you're still on.
I'm still on, yeah? This is part of the vlogging life now.
Always on.
Let's test the wide angle lens. Okay, it's actually quite a difference. I didn't think it would make such a difference.
That's what I thought.
So if I look at the orange case in the background, I can just see it there. And then if I put this on, yeah, it goes significantly wider. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so today we're talking about my first experience with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 as a vlogging camera. And I've got Luke over here who's recording me, recording myself.
Yes. This is so fun.
He's enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I really loved it when I borrowed his camera, this camera, that camera inception, that I got my own, and I wanted to get the creator combo because I want this right here, which just records audio and transmits it directly into the DJI Osmo, instead of needing what Luke has on his camera. Is this is the transmitter, or that's the receiver, and he's got his transmitter or his microphone on him over there. I did it, it works, it's fine, like nothing wrong with it, but it is also my current mic system for professional use, and I want to use this as a behind the scenes for my video jobs. So yeah, I want to be able to use my audio gear for my actual job and then have something that is specific for my vlogging and behind the scenes. So that's what this is. Look at him go. What a cutie. And as I showed you earlier, I've got the tripod on here. Wait, Luke, can you show them this tripod and how long it makes the system?
It's really nice. It's like a small monopod almost. Well, monopod is used different.
Yeah, it could, like, you can open the legs a little bit and it can be a monopod sort of.
Yeah. But it's it's a boom pole now, like a small boom pole.
It's a small boom pole coming from the sound guy. Of course. Hello.
Hi. Have a fun.
Hi. Thank you.
What is your channel called?
Tosh Films. No? Julian McIntosh.
Okay, I don't know how you.
No, you won't know how to spell that, but it's for filmmaking. I'm a filmmaker.
Wow.
That was cute. Okay, so what I was saying was, what I love also about this, my own tripod that I have for this and not the DJI one, is that it's bigger, which means that I can be holding the camera higher up. It's more on my eye level, as you will see from this angle. And my arm is in a nice low kind of restful position. If I hold it lower down, this is the same position, but now you're looking up my nose. So this makes quite a big difference. So I'm quite happy with that. How do you feel about your experience with the DJI?
I'm having the time of my life right now.
Yeah?
But I think it's such a versatile camera. As you will see when you analyze my footage, I'm shooting this pretty nice B-roll, if you ask me, of you just walking through the forest.
I'm very curious, yeah.
And I think it can also be used as kind of, yeah, well, it's nice to just vlog yourself and do headshots and stuff. but it's easily also just overview and to film interactions. For example, if you're a filmmaker, filming interactions with clients, for example. So it's really cool. Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm running around to get nice shots. Trying at least.
I'm very curious to see your nice shots.
Where are we going?
So let's go this way.
Cool, all right. I'll give you some space.
So actually going on what Luuk has just said there as well is that I've used this camera one time already, not on a job, but just for fun, using it as a travel camera. And it is so much easier to record because if I was using my phone, like first of all, the image quality is not nearly as good and the stabilization is insane. When I record and I want to swap hands or I bump something by accident, it's smooth, it's still usable footage. And that I think is such a powerful reason why to have this camera, because yeah, also when you're vlogging, you don't want to have to cut stuff out because it's like super shaky. I mean, if you're vlogging anyway, that stuff doesn't really matter, but it's just nice. And if I do want to use this for a job, which I probably won't do that often, but I would consider it because I've got the DJI Log, which looks really good. The image quality is insane. You've got the stabilization. Like it's just a great camera. I'm super happy with it, and that's why I've gotten it.
I mean, there's really no other camera with such a form factor who can stabilize in this sort of way. Like there is everything that's this size and stabilizes is just totally a different story. It's well, digital stabilization instead of optical, like using actual mechanics.
Okay, a lot of people here, but this is fine. Yeah, so the stabilization is really good, and it's not digital. It's also not stabilizing the sensor. It's actually like a gimbal with motors and things like that. Oh wow, actually I want to get this shot here. So that's one of the things I love about it, is that it's just such a beautiful camera for capturing things as well. Like this is just a seriously great camera for traveling, for vlogging. And I'm going to use this for, of course, like you're seeing this now on my YouTube channel, but for BTS of my jobs. Taking you guys behind the scenes to see how I attack, to see how I approach certain challenges that come up, what lighting setups I use, what cameras I use, lenses, and maybe also reviewing stuff. Like I'm not going to be a super technical gear review channel, but I do like experimenting with gear and I do like using different gear. So yeah, grabbing a lens and just talking about it while I'm on shoot and using this camera for that, that's going to be super handy instead of having to use my own camera. And actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this was because I was using my phone before to do these vlogs. The image quality was shit. It was actually quite a hassle to connect my phone to my laptop, get the footage from my phone onto my laptop, and then editing it was also a hassle. Like the codec or something was just, my computer struggled with it in 4K. It was like, it was weird. So that's a great reason for me to have this instead. Also with better audio, it's easy to use. I think that's what I love about this camera, is that I just want to pick it up and I just want to use it.
Yeah.
I've never felt this way, like to be walking down this forest as we are now, walking with people and everything, holding my phone up at eye level, and it feels so weird, it feels so bizarre, whereas this just feels so much more natural. I feel okay with people walking past and me talking to a camera, also because it doesn't really look like a camera.
Yeah.
Like it's so bizarre,
It
but
looks
it's
like a hobby device. And the image quality from this thing, I mean, it is kind of a hobby thing, but one other advantage with this thing is that it's easier to experiment with it. I think you can try a lot with it. Like with a normal camera, it would take more time and I would have to do more preparation if I want to get something like this, where I want to go very low over the ground and I want it to be smooth and I want it to be nice. This thing probably does a pretty good job right now.
yeah,
Pretty sure.
yeah.
So you can do a lot more.
Like you can very quickly switch between the modes and try out different modes where you've got the FPV, the follow and the tilt lock. So you've got these different ways that the gimbals operate with the movement that you are using it with. And you can go between that. And I think what Luuk was doing right now was the tilt lock. So he could just go straight down to the ground holding this thing vertically, but it's still, the camera stays with the horizon. So then you can do stuff like that very quickly. Whereas if I do that now, it's pointing up to the sky. So I just need to change that and then that becomes available and it's very easy to do.
I'm going to correct you. It was the like the tracking, the active tracking from DJI, which it leaves a lot of headroom, which is the only thing I don't like about it sometimes. But man, I just don't need to think about it. It will just, it's now in your face. I can just run away. I can go here and it's still in your face.
Wow,
That's
yeah, that's actually better than
really
the horizontal, the tilt lock.
Yeah, because then you need to adjust the joystick.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got to go into your settings and you got to change something.
But now it's just still on you, like a...
Wait, I should actually be tracking you as well. Active track on. Yeah, so the headroom is just ridiculous. Like as soon as I turn it on, let's go this way.
Yeah.
The one thing I worry about though is the gimbal limits.
Yeah.
So reaching the limits of it, because then it's like, yeah, you don't really know where the end is.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of do, like it's on this left portion
Yeah.
of the camera.
So that's the thing with the DJI. That's one of the disadvantages, and it reduces the freedom you have with this camera.
That's the one thing.
Yeah. It's the only thing that reduces your freedom to work with this camera. It isn't a 360 spin. So if you approach the gimbal from top down, there is like a dead zone on the left, which it's kind of unfortunate. But once you know, like for example, if I'm standing here, I have all this freedom to move here, and the camera dead zone won't happen. I can do this, and the camera dead zone won't happen. So once you're aware of that fact, I mean, every piece of gear has like a manual. You need to know what the gear can and can't do. And this is the one thing that this camera does struggle with.
Yeah. Yeah, so now like when I'm recording you, because you're walking on my left, it has a really tough time to follow you. But if you're walking on my right, then it's no problem.
Yeah.
Because then I can turn around completely, except there we go, I've reached the end point. And if I come back, okay, good, it catches him again. But yeah, otherwise it's no good. And now you're in a position where you probably are struggling with following me.
The gimbal endpoint reached notification a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like an orange text box. It's struggling.
It's struggling.
Oh, but it caught you again. It lost
Oh, that's
you,
good.
and now it caught you again.
But so that's the one thing that is like the only limitation I find with this camera, where I think, okay, well that's it. That's a negative.
Yeah.
That's the only negative I can really find with this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, I would love it if the Z-axis was stabilized so that while I'm walking, you're not getting this up and down motion.
True.
But honestly, that is so easy to correct with a ninja walk.
Yeah, true. If you want to get smooth footage and you're not vlogging, because if you're vlogging, you're not gonna do a ninja walk. You're not out here getting the cleanest footage imaginable. Exactly. It's about capturing a moment, capturing something you want to capture.
So those gimbal endpoints are really the only limitation that I find to be really limiting. You want to get that beautiful backlighting?
So good.
It's so good, right?
I love this.
Yeah.
This could be your YouTube banner.
Really?
I like it.
You should throw on the wide angle lens and then get it even.
Oh, give it to me. Oh, I love that shot actually. Well, now, oh, it found you again.
Did
I'm
it?
so impressed.
It's quite impressive. I like that it can find you again.
I really like this shot.
Okay, so now Luke has my wide angle lens. Yeah, and I'm back to the standard. It looks a bit tighter, so that's the other thing with the Creator Combo is that you get this wide angle lens and it does make a difference. It definitely does, because now I'm holding it and I feel like I want to put my arm out just a little bit further to get a nicer composition, head and shoulders, because if I hold it relaxed, it's quite close. Like, this is quite intimate.
And I'll be honest, your B-roll is also looking a lot more spacious. There's a lot more forest. There's a lot more atmosphere. So there's definitely a reason to get this, not only for vlogging, but also for catching that atmosphere.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just getting a wider lens on there. This is a 15mm equivalent, you were saying earlier?
Yeah, I think the wide lens is a 15mm equivalent, and the normal one is a 20mm equivalent.
Okay. 20mm is also not bad, right? That's
Bad, but you feel it, right? Because
you do feel it.
feel like
But that's why the Sigma 16mm for crop sensors is such a popular vlogging lens,
Yeah.
because that's just a great focal length
Yeah,
for vlogging,
it is.
for doing handheld stuff. Yeah, it just works. I almost got that myself. I'm glad I didn't, because that was for vlogging and that is the same price as this camera. And then I would have to use my work camera as my vlogging camera, so I wouldn't be able to do this stuff at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
This just makes so much more sense for me, and I think it's going to make my YouTube channel and filming my YouTube channel so much more interesting and so much more organic and so much more easy for me to do,
Yeah.
and yeah, hopefully enjoyable also for the people watching it, to see, okay, this is what a work day looks like for Julian.
Yeah.
Not for anybody else, because everyone does different stuff and works in different ways, but this is what it's like for me. And you got the wide angle lens on
You need
there.
to wind the lens back.
Yeah, no, keep going with yours, it's okay.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, you got to take the active tracking off though. Well, or just move it to the side so I can join the shot as well.
Right. Yeah, maybe like that. There's my guy.
Yeah, so I think I've said everything that I really like about this camera, and okay, now we're using the one that I borrowed from Luke and that he's going to take home now and use for his own stuff again, and now I've got my own. I'm really happy with it, and I'm looking forward to using it more often and making more YouTube videos. Like, that's what I really want to do, is I want to make more YouTube videos, and this camera really gives me the feeling like I want to get out, I want to use it, and I want to make videos with it. And I think that's the most important thing, because if you're making YouTube videos, you really want it to be an easy process. You want it to be, oh, I've got a video idea. You pick up the camera and you go.
Yeah.
You don't want to be held back because you need to set up a bunch of lights, or you need to use a camera with this and that, and you got to have your whole setup.
Definitely.
For me, that takes the joy out of the process, and then takes the creativity out of the process and makes me want to do it less.
Sure.
So this way I feel good about doing it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to making more videos like this.
What a positive video.
What a positive video.
What a nice.
Yeah. Do we have anything bad to say about it, apart from the gimbal endpoints? Like, any negative points? Critiques?
You need to use an app when you first use it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had to, but maybe because yours was already like used with like the outlet sticker on it, maybe you didn't.
Yeah, I never needed an app, the Mimo app.
Yeah.
I've heard about it, but I never needed to use it.
If you buy this thing new, you need to use an app first to get it to work which is a bit unfortunate, but yeah, well, it's a one-time thing. After you've done the whole setup, it's fine. You've got your camera, and you can basically forget the app as well if you want. But it's a bit of a funny thing, isn't it? They want to make sure that your product is like registered for like warranty and stuff, but also registered for like other purposes. So
Okay, well that's one negative, but yeah, fortunately I didn't have that issue, and I think because I bought mine like secondhand, it's a demo model from the camera store, which yeah, good deal. It's basically brand new.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got nothing else bad to say about this.
No, and it's the first impressions. So if you will bump into anything, you'll get to know it more.
Exactly. And throughout my channel, I'll, you know, if something does come up, I will talk about it, and that's the way my channel is going to roll. Is like when something comes to mind or when something happens, I'll talk about it. But for now, this is my experience, and I'm very happy with it.
Good stuff. All right, let's sign off.
Cool. Let's sign off.
Cheerio. Bye bye. Bye bye. Subscribe and stuff. You know the YouTuber stuff.